Good morning. Welcome to Enduro 360. I'm your host, Chili White. You know, the guy in the video. Hey, today we're going to talk about mousses a little bit more. I know this subject has come up. We've talked about it a little bit, but I've got a great example here to show you how to get a little more life out of your mousse once it starts to wear. We're in the GoPro today so I can be hands-free while we're working. We got our 390 beta here. We're actually prepping everything in the shop, getting ready for a big Baja trip tomorrow. And the mousse I've got on the beta is getting pretty worn, so we're going to try to get a little extra life out of it. A couple things here. So we got our two tires here. I've got, these are 110s. This is a, well, it's a Millville actually, isn't it? So I run typically the Washougal's, but the Millville is about the same. And then this is a 18-inch Kenda Trackmaster right here, and this is the one we've got in it. We've got the mousse in there. First thing I want to show you is the Trackmaster is actually a fair bit smaller in its carcass size than a typical 110. So what I do is I will start a 120 mousse. Keep in mind that's European size, so 120 mousse goes in a 110 US size tire. When it starts to get a little too small to fit properly in this tire, I move it over to the Trackmaster with its smaller carcass. The old mousse fits in there perfect. Now what's happened is our mousse is starting to get too small for the Trackmaster, but taking a look at it here as it comes off, it looks like the mousse is still really in good shape. So let's see what we will do to get a little life out of it. First thing I'm going to do is yank this thing out. I use tire soap in all my mousses, so I just take this thing out to the hose and rinse it off real quick, and it comes out nice and shiny. As you can see, the mousse itself looks to be in pretty good shape. So let's go give that a quick hose down and then we'll come back. Okay, after a quick little hose down there, our mousse looks brand new. This is pretty funny, I didn't even realize. This is a golden tire mousse. That means it's something Graham brought over with him a year ago this month. And I can't even tell you how long I've been running it. But so here we go. All right, so our mousse is too small for our tire. What are we going to do? We're going to add a piece of mousse to it. You see that one over there? That's one I just took out. It was actually starting to disintegrate in a different bike. First thing we're going to do is just cut this thing open. And I know that just seems like a terrible thing to do, but now we're going to put it back in our tire. You can see, perhaps see a little bit of the mousse lube in there. Our soap has held up really well. This is the tire I raced at the Tecate Enduro, so that won't need too much more lube. Run this thing in here. And certainly once a mousse gets this worn, it's got some trail bike miles in it, but you wouldn't want to be doing too much high-speed desert stuff with it. It would probably disintegrate fairly quick. Okay, so got the mousse in. We've cut it. Now as I go like this, I can create a gap of, we've got about 4 inches there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut at least 6 inches of that other mousse, and we're going to stuff it right in there. And we're mixing Michelin's and Golden tires here. I'm sure that's not totally recommended, but it'll be just fine. Okay. Now we've added our piece of mousse. Our tire is sitting in there pretty tight, and we will be able to notice a distinct difference once we put this back on the rim. I'll pull it out, lube it up real good, and then we'll mount it. Okay, we've got our parts together. We've got our mousse lubed up, stuffed back into our used tire here. Maybe we'll flip this around just for fun. Let's see here. We'll go this direction. Got my tire tools. So, 2 of the Terry Cable Ty Davis replica big wire irons, the little red one, that thing's super handy, and then my Motion Pro Bead Buddy. Let's see. I don't think I've ever filmed a mousse installed before. Let's see if I can make it look good, huh? Of course, when you're using old tires, old mousses, it goes pretty darn easy. That's why those guys make it look so easy at the 6 days. Okay, so rim locks right here. We're going to start and finish right here. Tire irons go right there. Bead buddy goes in to hold it. And around we go. Small bites, hand over hand. If you have to force it too hard, something's not right. Again, this is all a pretty soft setup, but if I was running enduro or some kind of extreme event, this is exactly how I want my tires set up. Okay, so we've gotten about 3/4 of the way around. You can see it's getting tight. Now what we need to do is we need to get the bead to suck down right here. Now this actually already did it because we're using this old mousse, but to accomplish that, this tire iron goes in here, wedges down on that side while you push on that side, and you're looking for that bead to suck in. Now before I go any farther, this iron goes right over here, right dead square over the top of the rim lock. And big tire iron, wedge the rim lock back, turn over the last speed. Totally looks like cheating, doesn't it? We got just enough pressure in there. It actually pushed our bead all the way back out on its own. And there we go. We'll definitely get another trip or two out of that old, almost worn out mousse. Back on the beta, and we're gonna finish up loading up for Mexico. All right, hey, thanks for tuning in. We will talk to you soon.